Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm back with another video once again, brought to you by Sexiest Man Alive Universe channel. 10 pounds down, I feel good. Empress made a video titled Dating Sites, and I told her I was going to respond to this video as well. So without further ado, it's a 5-minute, 38-second clip. I'm going to hit the play button, stop at certain points and critique it, and go from there. So without further ado, let's listen to what the sister has to say today.
Little video to talk about the topic of dating sites.
Yep.
So I just wanted to give my opinion on it and see what you guys think as well. Actually,
Sure.
Your opinion matters as well.
Sure.
So I'd like to state first of all that I used to be on the dating sites. I used to be on quite a few dating sites, but
me too.
I just had terrible experiences on these dating sites.
Do tell.
From being catfished.
Me too.
To being trolled.
That happened to me.
Being manipulated.
Me too.
I had people asking me for money.
Me too.
I had people saying that they would pay me to do sexual favors and things of that nature for me.
Oh man, I had a guy offer me $700 to dress up as a woman, and I blocked him. True story.
I had a lot of weird and random things.
Yep.
On these date sites when I was on there.
Preach.
I had a lot of weird things I encountered, so it wasn't really for me. And then, I didn't really go on them much. And so, I'm not on any dating sites now.
Me neither.
And I just feel like dating sites are very toxic in a sense of there are multiple things, scenarios, that can happen on these sites. And, there's just a lot going on there, but it's so easy because people are, it's a platform, a way for people to communicate. And I suppose YouTube or, any other social networking site, like Instagram or whatever, you could do exactly the same thing. But I feel like with dating sites, it's much worse.
Yeah, it is.
And for the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like when you go onto a dating site, you have the intentions of, whatever you're sort of looking for. I feel like a lot of people on there will lie on their profiles.
Preach.
Just to make a person believe a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
But really they want to do something entirely opposite to what they've put in their profile.
Yep.
So it's dangerous in the sense of people are misleading other people on there.
Yep.
You think one thing, but actually, no, that's not a person's actual intention. And I find there's all different types of categories which people might fall into. I'm sure I fell into a category when I was on there. Single mothers, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from that. So,
and there's nothing wrong with you being a single mom,
saying,
by the way.
So you'll have people that can't really move on from their exes.
Preach.
Now, I've done a video on this, so you know my stance on this. And then you'll have married men or married women who are just sort of they're sort of they could have some bullshit going on in their marriage.
Yeah, and a woman's profile says it's complicated. Or she'll say that, they're separated, but meanwhile they're just fighting. They're still living together. Well, I had one told me she was married and he was living in the house, and they both had dating websites. I've had some tell me they're just looking for friends on there, and they're meeting guys and fucking them on there. I've seen married men on there pretending to be single when they're actually married, and I've seen guys on there post family photos like they're in Family Matters and they're on there talking to chicks. So I can relate to that.
Or whatever. So, they're just looking kind of for a hookup. So these people are using the dating site as a hookup site.
Yeah.
And that is where it becomes very distorted. Because dating sites are not hookup sites. They are dating sites. There's a difference between hooking up and dating. So now let's get back to it. So
you're right. There is a big difference between hooking up and dating. I've been saying this for years. I've been telling married people or people that have boyfriends and girlfriends, why are you on these sites? This is supposed to be a site for single people, or at least that's what I thought. Zeus and Meet Me and you know, Plenty of Fish and, you know, all these websites that you get on. I thought that they were for singles. You even got singles.com, christianmingle.com. You got all these websites. And on there, all you see is just a bunch of people on there that are just either selling drugs, prostitutes, married people, playing games, and all this fuckery, like fuck boy, fuck girl type of shit. And it sucks for people like you and me who actually enjoy the site for what it should be. And it should be for singles. It should be for single people. And the fact that it's not is just mind-boggling. And that's really what's troubling. So I can actually kind of agree with her on that. And that's why I deleted my dating apps back in like 2017 of August. So you're talking about almost a month from now will be next month. Well, actually the month's almost up. So basically like in a week, it'll basically be 2 years since I've had a dating website. Like literally. And it's like, it just sucks because people are on there just, and then you got females just wanting to go out on someone's tab. They're not looking for anything. They're just looking for guys to just give them money. You got guys on there just strictly looking for sex. They're not really looking, but yet they're on a dating website. And it's like, why don't you go to like datehookup.com or like Tinder where you're on specific websites where it's a hookup site? Because they do have websites like that. But the problem is they're not just going on there. They want it all. They're going on all these websites. And they want to be the Pookie. That's the thing with people nowadays. They're very narcissistic. They want to be Pookie and Ray Ray, but they don't want Pookie and Ray Ray done to them.
There are other categories as well. You know, you'll get like the alpha male type that you'll meet on there. You know, it will be the same like alpha women. You'll get the same with women as well. You know, the very dominant leadership type person. And you will get like players, you know, that type of thing. There's all different types of categories.
Yep.
But I feel like a lot of the things which make it toxic on the dating site, you know, you get scammers on there.
Yeah, of course.
Scammers.
I've got those.
You get fraudsters, you get cam whores that are like trying to extort money out of people, extort money or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like, it can be a very toxic place. Like, that is a narcissist playground, literally.
Yep, literally.
Because
I agree.
You can be whoever you want on there. I've known and seen people steal other people's identities and make profiles, and it even happened to me one time as well.
I believe it.
I had my pictures stolen and somebody used them on another dating site. So, you know, people can steal your identity, like that type of thing, you know.
You know what I've seen on there? I've seen gay dudes, and I swear to God, Empress, I've seen gay dudes stealing regular women's pics and using it, pretending they're women, to get dick pictures from straight guys. And how do I know? Because, let me put it like this. I had homegirls that told me they had gay dudes that did that. And they would get dick pictures from straight guys that they know they normally couldn't get if it was under their picture. And you know, men are so dumbed down when it comes to pussy, they just send any random profile a dick picture. Which I'm pretty sure some of those profiles were catfish profiles, were gay men posing as women. And I'm not talking about transgenders or cross-dressers. I'm talking about literally gay men that are hiding. Like, a gay guy could have your profile right now, and you probably wouldn't. That was probably the case. Or that, or it was a scammer using your pictures to scam other guys. And it was probably a guy. Either way, whether it was gay or straight male, it was a male that possessed your photos. And it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up when you're on these sites. You just really never know who to trust on there. And that's why I deleted my shit. When you have a woman, like let's say Empress messaged me on a dating website and she said, hey, Steve, or she said, hey, sexy, send me a dick picture. That's not Empress. Because first of all, Empress wouldn't be stupid enough to message me that in a dating website right off the bat. Even prostitutes don't even do that shit. So I know, okay, that's a gay dude. That's a gay dude possessing Empress's pic. Because only a man would say something like that. So it's either a dude trying to catfish you, a gay dude, or it's a straight dude trying to scam you. And that's why, or maybe guy on the down low. Because there's a lot of fucking down low guys with wives and fucking girlfriends that are on these websites hitting on other guys. I mean, literally. And it'll say straight on their profile. How do I know? Because I get an influx of gay guys trying to hit on me. And a lot of straight guys go through this on dating websites, which is another reason why I deleted it. Gay men will harass you like men. Like, you know how sometimes, ladies, you say men can't take no for an answer? Well, some of these gay guys are like that. They can't take no for an answer. And they will literally fucking harass me. Like, literally fucking harass me. And I've had to tell them, fuck off, and block them. And then they'll just make a fake profile under some female and then try to catfish you into talking back to you. And that's why, like, it was hard for me to trust anybody off of there. Because you just never know who you're talking to. And it's like you said, you can be anybody you want to be on these dating websites. And then when you meet them in person, you find out that they either catfish you or use fake filters to make themselves look pretty, but they're not. Or they lied about saying they work here, but they really don't have a job. Or they don't do this, or they don't. And then it's like, well, my personality's good. And I'm like, yeah, but you're a liar. Like, I can't trust you. That's the point. Like, you're a liar. Like, if you would have been honest up front, I could totally understand that. But obviously in this person, a lot of these people on here are just well-known liars. You know, and the guys are too. They're not any innocent in this at all. And it's like, it's kind of bullshit because it's like you said, it's a narcissist playground.
They can pose as you. Mm-hmm. They can sort of like, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very narcissistic place to be.
Yep.
You know, people lie, they're in relationships, but really they're posing as a single.
Yep.
You know, they've typed out this whole thing on their profile where they're single and all of this when really they're married with children.
Yep, preach.
So, you know, people can manipulate, they can lie, that type of thing. But, yeah, so this is just like my kind of stance on it, and personally I'm quite glad that I'm off the dating sites now, but, you know, I want to know what you think, so let me know in the comments, and I'm going to be making a tarot video soon, so let me know what you think.
Oh, and I can't wait for that too, Empress. I like this new you. I like how you evolved on your channel, because honestly, your readings were boring. I'm just going to say they sucked. It was time to move on from that. You were bland and boring. Now your videos are actually getting good, and I'm actually watching and commenting and critiquing your videos. I think you have great potential to become better on your channel. I think your channel is going to evolve. And ladies and gentlemen, again, sub to our channel at the bottom. Hit that like button. Please share. Anyways, make a long story much longer. I agree with pretty much everything you said. It is a devil's playground. But I still think there's some light at the end of the tunnel, because for dating websites, I think it's easier for women to get what they want more so than the guys. Because you can really just swipe, read, and kind of just pick who you want. Or the perceived alpha male, or the perceived, the best options or whatever. And like for guys like me, the only notifications I get is when they renew my subscription. That's like the only thing I'm getting. And like literally at times, you're literally having to beg for a woman's attention. And a lot of the times your messages are either not read or they're left unopened. Or sometimes you could tell they swiped your messages, because then when you go back to your, like, some websites have like an instant message option. So when you instant message them, you'll see that the chat is not left on open, indicating they just read it and just ignored it, or they basically just looked at it, or they basically swiped it because they just took it off and you can't see it no more. And I'm like, okay, so obviously they just swiped me. Which is okay. You know, I understand women have a lot of options, and I'm not going to get mad if they didn't pick me. I'm not that kind of guy, but it's very difficult for average guys to compete on dating websites. It very is, because, like, from my point of view, Empress, like, you're competing with alpha males. You're competing with better looking guys. And it's like, okay, you're a beautiful woman. Like, I've seen you with your makeup on. You're probably about maybe an 8 or 9. Let's just say hypothetically. Like, I've seen you with your makeup on your photos. You actually a really good looking chick. Like, you're going for the hotter guys because those are the guys on your level, and that's respectable. But like, even the average chicks that are on my level, they're going for the same guys you're going for. They're not going for guys like me. They don't want an average single guy who's available. They want the guy that's unavailable, mysterious, and allegedly alpha. Those are the type of guys. And those type of men are a very small percentage of the dating pool. In fact, they make up of like less than 20%, like 18%. And depending on the area you live in, that percentage could be way less than that. So it's hard to find an alpha male, like for women in general. But it seems like all the women on dating websites, like from what I've seen, only go for a small percentage of guys. That's why, like, when you hear this, the 80-20 rule, this was an OkCupid study. And basically 80% of the women said that they only go for the top guys in looks, wealth, and everything, even though they consider themselves average. Okay, well then that means that an average guy, it's going to be very hard to compete. Like, 80% of the guys, Empress, are left out of the sexual marketplace. I don't know if you knew that, but then that, with respect to that, that means, like, you can get dick whenever you want, but I can't get pussy whenever I want. You can get a relationship right now if you wanted. I can't do that. It's hard. It's hard for average guys. It's hard for men. 80, and if you're like, well, you know, you're just the only average guy, or somebody said that in the comments section, like, no, 80% of the males are left out of the sexual marketplace. That's actual fact. That means these women aren't even acknowledging their presence. Like, most of those guys that are getting swiped, not in all cases, but in certain cases, they're average. I know some good-looking guys are going to be like, well, I've had females not respond to me. Yeah, that's true, but you have a better chance, though, when you're at the top. Like, it's easier for you. It's not easy for guys like me. It's hard. And I've been told by women that I'm too mature. I mean, yeah, I know how to laugh and, like, let loose and have fun and stuff, but I've been told that, like, I'm not edgy enough. And, like, I guess they want, like, that kind of bad guy that they can change to a good guy or something. I've heard that before. I've read studies on this and stuff, that they want, like, a guy that presents a challenge. And based on your previous video of alpha males, you said that you could easily date a guy that wants to give his time for you, but you don't want those kind of guys. You want the guys that are not paying you any attention, and that's okay. Because, like I said, guys do that too. I'm not going to debate that with you, but I'm just telling you from a man's point of view, like, you think you have it hard, try being in my shoes, an average guy. It's hard, man. It's hard to get dates. Like, if you want to go on a date tomorrow, Empress, you can go on a date tomorrow. If you want to go on a date right now in 5 minutes, have a guy come pick you up, he can do it. For me, it's not like that. I have to put in the work. I have to put in sometimes months of work just to get even half noticed. And I'm not here asking for anybody's sympathy, so don't get that impression. I don't want sympathy for nobody. I'm just sharing my personal experiences. It's not easy for average guys. And a lot of men on here can probably relate to this. And probably say, you know, Steve Rose, like, you got a good point. And I like this video. I think everything she said was correct in terms of how the dating field is. It's like, nobody's really looking for anything. And it's kind of scary because, like, you either got the girl that's just wanting to go out and telling her friends, like, you know, I got this guy to take me out, and, you know, I have to give up the pussy. And then you got guys that are just not looking for relationships and like, I don't want to go out with you. I just want to go to your house. Why can't I come over and just dick you down? Like, in other words, like, nobody's really looking for any, like, nobody really cares to make any friends or anything. It's just basically like, it's just basically who fucks the other person. Like, who's gonna bend over first? So the other, like, is the woman gonna put the strap on and fuck him up the ass, or is the man gonna fuck her in the ass? I mean, that's basically how these dating sites are. Like, I'm going to screw you over before you screw me over. And it's unfortunate that people have that mindset because it's not fun anymore dating. Like, I went on one date in November. I took this chick out. No, not November. I want to say it was 2 Novembers ago. And we were dating for about a month. You know, everything was going okay. Take her out to movies, first date. And then we went to the Woodlands area, Woodlands Pavilion, ate at a nice seafood restaurant. And then, you know, we got to know each other, you know, stuff like that. Check this out. The 4th date comes around. She said, I want you to meet my parents. Christmas Day, never forget. I brought over some wine. Never forget, Galileo wine. And she said, I want to introduce you to my mom and my dad. And I said, okay. So I met her parents. They said, man, this guy's a really good dude. He's got a job. He's got a car. He's got a brand new Nissan, everything, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have a brand new car at the time. I was going to get a new car. I didn't have my Nissan at the time. That was about a couple months before I got my new Nissan. But they saw that I had goals, aspirations. They saw that I have a good head on my shoulders, nice personality, very respectable man. And the parents love me. The mom, like, get the fuck off of me, cat. Anyways, the mom really liked me. And sorry, that was my cat. Her mom and dad really liked me a lot. There was a stepdad. Her sister liked me a lot. Her brother liked me a lot. All of her neighbors were there. Like it was some sort of party or something. Like an arranged marriage almost. Anyways, we're sitting in a room, we're drinking. Alright, I'm a little horny. Well, a lot horny, and she's horny as well. We were about to fuck, and all of a sudden she's texting on her phone, which is one of my big pet peeves, by the way. But we're at her house, so I let her make it. Well, if it's just a couple of texts, I don't mind. But all of a sudden it turned into a 20-minute session, and I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, wow, who's that texting? Like, is that your mom or something? Because I thought like maybe mom was in the other room texting or whatever. She's like, no, that's my ex. I'm like, really? And I was drunk at the time, and I said, so what's going on with that? She's like, oh, well, he's, being nosy and he wants me back and blah, blah. And I'm like, so are you going to take this guy back or something? Is this like, are y'all going to hook back up? I'm like thinking, I'm trying to get in her head, and because she was drinking, that's when the truth comes out. You get emotional, that's when the truth comes out. She says, she basically told me, she basically told me that they were going to get back together. She's like, well, me and him been together for so long. I'm like, so wait a minute, let me get this, see if I grasp this concept thoroughly. I've been dating you for a month, taking you out every weekend. I don't even worry about the money. Money comes and goes. I'm basically wasting my time. And so we go out, 3 or 4 times. Not about the sex. It's not about money. It's about time. And basically, all this for nothing. Like, basically, you didn't want anything serious. All you wanted was just somebody to make you feel better, because she told me that guy was a real dickhead and the way he treated her bad. My personal opinion, it's very hard to date a woman that just got off a breakup, because, like you said, it's hard for people to get over their exes. And I thought she was over him because it was like a couple months after the fact when I first met her. And maybe things went a little fast within that month, and then we started dating and considered ourselves a couple. She told me she loved me, but I never told her I loved her, because I'm like, I only know you for a month. I mean, I like you a lot. Like, I like the person inside of you, but when she switched up, like, women and men, and I guess you want to put men in that same category, is that they switch like a light switch. When somebody like becomes Jekyll and Hyde, you don't see it coming. It hits you like a ton of bricks. And with men, the problem with us men is we always try to give women the benefit of the doubt, because they're innocent. They're the damsel in distress, blah, blah, blah. And I don't mean to sound racist, but with white women in general, and maybe this is an American thing, but like a lot of American white women are stuck up and self-entitled. If not, they're self-entitled. And I run into that problem with white women. And you're coming from somebody who has white in him too, by the way, who has white European Anglo-Saxon, or at least half. And anyways, after she told me that basically they've been together, I got pissed. I told her, what's the point of me being here? Like, why did you introduce me to your parents? Like, why? Like, what was the purpose of this? And she said, well, I just thought I would tell you. I'm like, why couldn't you do this on the phone? She said, well, I do it in person. I'm like, why would you introduce me to your parents? Like, why? Like, why would you introduce me like I was your dude? Like, if you knew, like, you already knew that you were going to date this other dude, or pursue it back with your ex again. And she just said, well, if you don't like it, it is what it is. And I just said, oh, I don't like it. And I said, I'm going to leave. So I got up. And when I left, and when I came back, I grabbed my bottle of wine, and I told her, oh, that's my wine. I'm coming to get my wine back. So, like, the mom, like, looked at me like, why are you leaving? Like, she told me, why are you leaving? You only been here for 3 hours. I'm like, I don't know. Tell your daughter that your daughter plans on getting back with her ex. So and she just gave her daughter this ugly look. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I just, like, literally left. And she tried to give me some gift she gave me. Like, here's this gift I got you for Christmas. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want your goddamn gift. Take it back. And she said, well, I just thought I'd give it to you. And I'm like, if you give it to me, I'm going to set that motherfucker on fire. Because I was drunk off my ass. And I'm going to set that bitch on fire. I'm going home. I'm going to set it on fire with flame and gasoline. I told her I was going to Facebook Live me burning all the shit. I said, your best bet is don't even fucking give me that shit. So she just went back in the house, and she looked like she didn't give two flying fucks about the way I felt. I literally cried in the car. Hard for me to admit something like that. I cried in the car And it was difficult for me. I was really sad about it, and it fucked with my mind psychologically, because now I go into the picture wondering, when is this ticking time bomb gonna go off? Sometimes people pretend to be nice. When you said it yourself, they have other ulterior motives and other agendas. And it just sucks, because with dating websites, it should be with people who are single. That means they're not fucking anybody. They're not talking to anybody with intentions of hooking up in any sexual or relationship wise, or they're not married or with anybody or living with another man unless he's gay. I'm talking about that kind of shit, okay? That is the true, and you can apply this to guys too, that is the true 3-step process to determining someone who's single versus people who are playing childish games. And I feel like people go on these websites just to fuck with you, like to troll you, just to fuck with your mind. And it's just, it's real sad that it's that way. And unfortunately, we live in a world. My dad said this best. He told me this today when we were in the car. He said, "Son, let me tell you something about life." He said, he said, "There's no such thing as hell because you're living in it." Meaning he believes in heaven, but he said you're actually living in hell. Like this playground, this devil's playground, this narcissistic playground world we live in. He said, "Son, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. You're living in hell right now. You know that, right?" I said, "Really?" He said, "You just have to make the best for it." He said, "When you die and you move on, I hate to say this, that's when you go to a better place. Right now, you're living in hell." When you see all this stuff going on in the world, all this bad stuff going on, and the way people behave, the way they treat people and stuff, this, my friend, is hell. And I don't mean to be mean. I'm not like trying to sound like, "Oh, you're just down and out. You're just being negative, Steven." It's not even that, bro. It's just I'm keeping it 100. But anyways, we're on 27 minutes. Empress, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos. Please subscribe to Empress channel. I hope she doesn't leave. I know she contemplated on leaving YouTube. I promise, Empress, if you make videos like this, you'll keep subscribers and viewers around you, and I will do everything I can to promote your channel and to help you come up. I'm all about helping the Penny Prouds, the Delphia Fires. I'm all about helping any YouTubers that's the Kim123s, and all those guys that make YouTube videos, Free Mind the News or whatever, like all those guys that want to better themselves and make their channel great again, taking a Trump reference, which leads me to my next point before I leave. Everybody wants to be Pookie and Ray Ray. Everybody wants to be the Donald Trump of the dating website. Everybody wants to do Donald Trump. They want to do people wrong, but they don't want it being done to them. Well, as long as this karma doesn't come back on me, then I'm good. But bend over, Empress, so I can fuck you in the ass. Or in Empress's case, bend over Steve Rose so I can put the strap on and shove it up your ass. That is the mindset of most women and men of today. Rather you're in the job, whether you're in the work environment, rather you're in the college environment, rather you're in your job profession, rather you're meeting and dealing with people on an everyday basis that has nothing to do with dating, or rather has to do with dating. That's people's intentions. Their agendas is to fuck you in the ass for their own self-amusement. And it's unfortunate. That's why it's very important, Empress, that you have to meet people and build relationships based on friendship. It's very important that you make friends with people of the same sex and the opposite sex so you can have some sort of bond while you're going through hell. You've got to make the best of it. And honestly, if you were living in the U.S., I would take you out on a date. You seem like a pretty reasonable girl. I wouldn't, and this isn't ass kissing or saying, I'm all head over heels like your majesty, blah, 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 your queen highness and stuff. It's not even nothing about that. It's the fact that after watching your videos and getting to know you, I can see the true good person you are. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do, is they don't take the time to listen or talk to nobody. And that's my personal opinion. People have their own hidden agendas. They want to play their own games. And it's okay, because karma's going to strike them in the ass. Pookie and Ray Ray's going to come fuck them. Then all of a sudden they're the victim. Mark my words. Till next time, Empress. And I see you got your little beer going. If I ever met you, you'll have 2 beers, because I'll buy you one. Until next time, Sexy Man Alive in Universe channel. My opinion will always matter more than yours. Stay tuned for more videos. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.